Funding for this program from Let's Cook It Out is provided by the U.S. Department of Education and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting by the Ford Foundation and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. This fund is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by the fund grant of the U.S. Department of Education Ready to Learn program and by you're watching GBH on the Public Broadcasting Service. For Let's Cook It Out is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting from the United States Department of Education and viewers like you, and by the National Science Foundation and by the WGBH Fund and by the Arthur Viking Davis Foundation program. This grant is also funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Corporation funded by American people, and by the U.S. Department of Education, and viewers like you. Thank you.
A production of PBS Boston.
Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by American people, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. This program is being funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation from American people, and by a cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education. You're there. This program is made possible in part by the Department of Education and by the MetLife Foundation and by the Rose Hills Foundation, the John W. Carson Foundation, the Arthur Viking Davis Foundation, dedicated to strength future for education and reform, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
This is viewer-supported television in Boston, WGBH-TV.
Your funding for Let's Cook Out is provided by the United States of America from the U.S. Department of Education Ready to Learn program. This program has been possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, private corporation, and by viewers like you. Thank you.
Television in Boston, WGBH.
Funding for Let's Cook It Out is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people, and by the grant from the U.S. Department of Education, and by First 5 California through the National Science Foundation, where discoveries begin. Let's Cook It Out is funded in part by the Junior Foundation and by through the Art for Viking Davis Foundation and by a grant from the U.S. Department of Education's Video Learn program.
Will link the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the financial support of viewers like you.
Let's Cook It Out is funded in part by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting Service. And by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. This program is also funded by the U.S. Department of Education. You're watching GBH2. Cook It Out is made possible by the U.S. Department of Education, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, private corporation funded by the American people. Let's Cook It Out is made possible in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contribution to PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. BC Mouse, proud supporter of Let's Cook It Out. The National Science Foundation, where discoveries begin. Cook It Out is also funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by a cooperative agreement of the U.S. Department of Education's Ready to Learn grant, the Art for Viking Davis Foundations. Curiosity. Booing is a partner. Booing. Proud supporter of Let's Cook It Out. PBS. First 5 California, and by contribution to PBS station for viewers like you. Thank you. Broadcasting. The Art for Viking Davis Foundation. First 5 California, U.S. National Highway. For public broadcasting. The U.S. Department of Education, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. Let's Cook It Out is funded by the Art for Viking Davis Foundation, and by Vinky, Inspired to Genius, and by First 5 California, from the grant from the National Science Foundation. And by a cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education, from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, private corporation funded by American people, and by First 5 California, and by national support from contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Funding for Let's Cook Out is funded by the Rose Hills Foundation and by the S.D. Bechtel Jr. Foundation and through the Corporation for Public Broadcasting Service. And by the Art for Viking Davis Foundation's dedicated streak education. By Vinky, Inspired to Genius, and part from the National Science Foundation. This program was from the WGBH Boston. Has been possible in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the Arthur Viking Davis Foundation, the National Science Foundation, and contributions to a PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. Let's Cook It Out is made possible in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting Private Corporation, the Arthur Viking Davis Foundation, and by the U.S. partners and contributions to a PBS station for viewers like you. Thank you. Public Broadcasting, and from the U.S. partners and from viewers like you. Thank you. Is made possible in part by a cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting's Ready to Learn grant, and by contribution to PBS from viewers like you. Thank you. Let's Cook It Out is made possible in part by a cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting's Ready to Learn grant, and by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Let's Cook It Out is made possible in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Our balance of high protein, low Fidelity is family. Fidelity is family.
One big family. Fidelity is often we create an environment for everyone, the client and the associate.
Fidelity is lit.
Fidelity is an awesome place to work.
Because we care so much about how our people are doing, how they are successful. This is the place to come work.
And by contributions to a PBS station for viewers like you. Thank you. Is made possible by the U.S. Department of Education, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, private corporation funded by the American people. Broadcasting, and from the U.S. partners and from viewers like you. Thank you. Cook It Out is made possible in part by the U.S. Department of Education and by contributions to your PBS station and from viewers like you. Thank you. Let's Cook It Out is made possible in part by a cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education's Ready to Learn grant and through the Corporation for Public Broadcasting Service.
Fidelity is family.
Fidelity is family.
One big family. Fidelity is often we create an environment for everyone, the client and the associate.
Fidelity is lit.
Fidelity is an awesome place to work.
Because we care so much about how our people are doing, how they are successful. This is the place to come work.
And by viewers like you. Thank you.
You're not an posse older to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl. Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent
contributions to the PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
For only $5.99. Now every day is Black Friday. Take that, calendar scientists. Get a large custom two-topping pizza for $5.99 when you order online. Pizza, pizza.
Let's Cook It Out is made possible in part by a cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education, the Corporations for Public Broadcasting is Ready to Learn grant, and by viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.
York Regan is made possible in part by a cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting's Ready to Learn grant, and by contributions to your PBS station for viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.
Let's Cook It is made possible in part by
Dishes. Dawn Power Wash flies through 99% of grease in half the time. With better grease getter.
This holiday season, it's gonna be busy. It's gonna be emotional. But it's gonna be worth it. Forming a proud sponsor of PBS.
a cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting's Ready to Learn grant, and by viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.
Don't forget to hurry and subscribe now.